Hello everyone, Post-Edit Flashy here, and I just wanted to get you prepped for the 3 games that we got going on today. We got a real cool deck. We got the Alolan Exeggutor deck. It's a weakness deck, but I'll get more into that when we do the deck tech coverage about 5 minutes into the video. We got something pretty cool. We got some pretty cool games. We got 2 quick ones, and we got 1 really long, grindy one. So I hope you're going to enjoy those. We actually take down the best deck in the format twice in a row in this video. So if you're looking to how to beat the best deck in the format, you should definitely check this one out. But anyways, let's go jump into the first match, and then we'll get to the deck tech after that. See you in a bit. And we're back again. We've got an opponent. They're decked out in their finest Pikachu swag. And it looks like they're going to be on the Kyogre deck. The Kyogre deck's a very fast and aggressive deck, but fortunately for us, it's weak to the grass type of our Alolan Exeggutor. Let's see how well this goes. I'm not too sure how well we can do. It always depends on the luck of the draw. We got a Furfrou as our first Pokemon though, so that's very good for us. We also have an Escape Rope, very useful card, and a Nest Ball in the back. This Aipom here is actually terrifying. It's one of the most terrifying Pokemon I have ever seen in my life. Because when it evolves, it can do 120 damage to us, so that'll take out this Furfrou nice and easily. They got a Pokemon Communicator. They can almost guarantee it's going to evolve this time. Pyukumuku is the card that's going away. Pyukumuku is a pretty good card to have. Piplup's the card they found. That signals to me that they probably have the Ambipom. Otherwise, they would have held on to it, found it later. Okay, we got an Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball is pretty good for us because we can go ahead and Nest Ball Lady, do a lot of good damage with our, we'll go ahead Nest Ball. We'll get Execute. Put that down here. So we're going to hold on to the rest of these. We can put an energy on, actually, and use this Professor Kui. That'll deal 40 damage to the Aipom. Get it nice and weakened up. We also got some nice energies back here to discard. We might not need a Lady next turn. But we'll go ahead and return. We do this because our Alolan Exeggutor is only going to be capable of doing about 100 damage. It's going to be doing 80 damage. The evolved form of this Aipom has 100 HP. So we just want to make sure we can take it out. He's going to use his nice catch, or maybe his bye-bye throws. What I expect if he's being aggressive. Ooh, Titan Liza, draw some cards. So that's good for them. It means they're going to go down to 3 cards in hand instead of 1 card in hand if they decide to use a bye-bye throw. Bye-bye throw is the attack they're going to use. Let's see if they've got the Empoleon ready in the back lines. This Execute is going to be an Exeggutor. So they're probably not ready for that. So we're going to get that up. We'll get that up. But we got a Nest Ball again. Another Nest Ball is very good for us. We'll go ahead and fire off that Nest Ball. Let's see what we can find. Do we have a Rescue Stretcher in hand? We do. We have a Rescue Stretcher in hand, so we're going to get another Execute. We're just going to go Exeggutor, get this guy done. So we'll Lady, we're going to go ahead and find some Grass Energies. We're going to get 2 of those. We're going to get a Water Energy and a Psychic Energy. We're getting these 2 energies because they're the types that we don't have in our discard pile yet. And we're getting these 2 Grass Energies for our Executes here. Get an energy on our Execute. Let's see what we got in our discard, just to be double sure. Just a Grass Energy. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to discard a Fighting and a Psychic Energy. Those are the last 2 useful ones that we have. Ooh, we only have 1 Alolan Exeggutor, but that's fine because we got the Rescue Stretcher as backup. Let's see what we got. So we're going to go take this Ambipom out. Unfortunately for us, I believe this is weak to Electric, this Piplup. We'll Tropical Shake, it's going to do 80 damage. Take out that Ambipom. So that was a lot of cards they spent trying to take out our 1 Furfrou. And oh, we got the other Exeggutor, that's excellent. I really like seeing the second Exeggutor, because it means if they put something on the bench, they're probably going to kill this little Execute here. Yep. Now, if they evolve this Empoleon, I'm not worried. If they don't, then that's very unfortunate for them. Ooh, this is very unfortunate for them. Yeah, because now we're going to get another Exeggutor. We got the Exeggutor. We also got the Grass Energy. Well, they didn't have anything else it looked like. It's very unfortunate for them. Flashy username, back again with some more Pokemon TCG content. And today we got a pretty interesting deck. Today we've got the Alolan Exeggutor Tropical Takedown deck. And this deck's interesting not because we got to use Alolan Exeggutor, but because this deck's actually what's known as a weakness deck in Pokemon TCG. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Pokemon TCG deck building, a weakness deck is a type of deck that plays a broad diversity of creatures with light energy requirements that all kind of exploit a different weakness. So if you see the deck, we got some grass types, fire types, we got dark types, and water types. So we get a lot of good coverage against a lot of the better decks in the format. We're able to take a lot of strong Pokemon out in one hit, and we're really able to pivot depending on which deck we play. I've played a lot of matches with this deck. This deck's actually a lot of fun, and I can tell you that it's actually one of the better decks in the format. So let's go ahead, jump in, let's perform some matches, and see how well we can do. And we found another opponent. They are on the best deck. They're on the Dragonite deck. If you guys are familiar with this channel or with Theme Deck, you would know this deck is basically unstoppable. If you're playing against this deck, you are the underdog. We are also on the draw, so we are especially the underdog now. So let's see if we're able to take them out. Starting off with the Furfrou was pretty reasonably good for us. We'll be able to draw up to 5. But unfortunately, I already have 5 cards in our hand, so we really need to draw something that we can play, a basic Pokemon or something like that. Chineshow up front is not scary. It's actually very reasonable for us because it means that, especially if they're putting an energy on it, Chineshow up front with an energy on it is the exact opposite of scary, in my opinion. So we're going to go ahead and put this Psychic Energy on this Furfrou. We're going to return. We could Professor Kukui, but we don't really want to signal to them that we're going to kill their Pokemon right now. We're going to put another energy. So this Dark Energy is probably going to go into Sandshrew. They've got the Evolved. Let's see if they have a Pokemon Fan Club. Pokemon Fan Club would be pretty terrifying for this. Okay, they don't. So that's excellent for us, because now we can use Professor Kukui, a Nest Ball as well. We're going to get this Nest Ball. We're going to get a Rattata. We're going to put the Dark Energy on the Rattata now, since we actually have the Alolan Raticate. We'll go ahead, Professor Kukui, draw 2 cards, another Execute. So we can actually turn this into an Exeggutor if we so choose. But we can do that whenever we want. We're going to keep that Execute in our hand. So now we're going to return. The damage is increased on that return, so it's going to take that in 1 hit. And we got another prize card. We got another Ultra Ball. This other Ultra Ball is not the most useful card for us. Let's see if they have a Dragonite. I'm very interested in what they have. Pokemon Communicator, so they definitely have a Dragonite now. But they probably don't have the energy in order to keep that Dragonite sustained. So once they kill Furfrou, we only have 1 energy in our discard pile. So we're probably going to go ahead and throw out that Raticate. Yeah. Okay, they have yeah, they don't have nothing going on. Okay, so we got the Sand Slash. That's very good for us. So since we have this Raticate going on, we're probably going to throw that out right now. Put this here. Because Raticate's going to find 3-4 cards for us, forget. So we'll go put this here. We'll go ahead and retreat. Get this Raticate out. We'll put this here. And we still don't need to use these Ultra Balls or this Weakness Policy. We're going to Evil Order. We'll get an Exeggutor. We do not have a Cubone in play, but we will get a... We already got the Sand Slash up, so we'll get a Lady, a Kukui, and we got 2 Ultra Balls already, so we might as well get the Cubone. Let's see what we got now. Yeah, that looks like everything that we need. Maybe an Escape Rope would be very useful for the future, but we'll just get these cards. We already got the Weakness Policy and Escape Board. The board would be very good for us as well. But we're going to go ahead Lady first right now. They still don't have any energies. Fisherman, okay. How many energies they got in there? 2. So it looks like Dragonite's going to be up and ready, but it's going to be the final thing that Dragonite does for the next while. Killing the Raticate's actually not bad for us, because killing the Raticate means that our Exeggutor is going to be doing some big damage. Yeah, Exeggutor is going to do... Well, we can actually get a max damage Exeggutor since we have this Lady here. So we have Dark... Yeah, we can get max damage Exeggutor. It doesn't matter which one we throw up since Exeggutor is bigger than it. So we'll go ahead and get Exeggutor up. We're going to go ahead and Lady. Lady's going to find 2 Grass Energies, and the ones we're missing are Water and Fighting. So we're going to get a Water and a Fighting Energy. Fighting and Water. We're going to get those 2 energies. So we're going to go ahead and use the Ultra Ball. Discard the Fighting and the Water Energy. We're going to find another glowing Exeggutor. That's for our backup. And from here, we're going to just go ahead and just start attacking. Our opponent, they don't really have enough cards in hand for them to pose any substantial kind of threat to us. And we're also quicker than they are. We're going to use this Nest Ball to find a Rattata in case we draw another Raticate or a Rescue Stretcher. We'll Tropical Shake. It's going to do 120 of them. They're going to be down to 40. So that's probably going to be pretty close to the game. They need to draw something really good for them to get out of this position. Because if they don't have 3 energies in their hand right now, then this Dragonite's going to be gone, and their Thundurus back there, they really should have just put the energy on the Thundurus if they don't have anything. Okay, well they're just sacrificing Thundurus now. So it's, as we can see, our opponent's kind of on their last leg. We're going to go ahead and put this energy here. We're not going to play any of these cards, we don't need to. We're going to go ahead and Tropical Shake. We could have played the Cubone actually, in case we drew the Marowak, but this game's pretty much closed up. They had a pretty slow draw, and they really went all in on this Dragonite. And going all in one Pokemon is usually never a good idea. Even if they draw all 4 cards, they're still not going to get out of the situation. Yeah. Well played, opponent. We're going to go ahead and just use Tropical Shake. Thank you very much. Ooh, and we found an opponent. We have an opponent there on the Gengar. Their name is Gengar, but they are on the Dragonite deck, the best deck in the format. Let's see how well we can do. It looks like they're going first, so we are not only the underdog, we are a very, very great underdog. We've got just a Sandshrew and no kind of card draw. Against the best deck in the format, I'm not too sure we have a very good chance. This Oricorio, the bird. Oh, they have a Pokemon Communicator turn 1. That's interesting. Getting rid of their Lantern. I'm expecting a Thundurus to show up. Dragonair. Okay, they're going all in, it looks like. All into this Dratini here. So let's see what we can do. When they go all in on the Pokemon, that's usually not a very good sign for what they got going on in their hand. I'm going to play this bird here, because we got a tutor for 2 energies to put into our hand when we play it. So we're going to go ahead and get a water and a grass. We're doing this, and that way we're less likely to draw them after we play our Sophocles. We're going to discard Dark Fighting. Go ahead and get rid of these 2. But also, well, yeah, mostly because we don't want to draw them. So we'll go ahead and put these out. We got a Furfrou and a Alolan Rattata. We also have the Alolan Raticate to evolve, which is very nice. Because of that, we're going to go ahead and put an energy on our Rattata. Start getting things set up pretty soon. We got this Fury Swipe, so it costs no energy. We'll see what we can do. No heads. Well, we didn't play any energies, so really, it's not the worst case scenario. They're going to evolve into a Dragonair. Fortunately, this Dragonair, I think, requires 4 energies to do any kind of major attacking. So we got some time to waste. Pokemon Fan Club is a devastating find for them, because that means that they're going to be able to get Tornadus and Thundurus set up, and maybe if they have like a Pidgeotto in their hand, they can just find a Pidgey and get that set up. So yep, they got the Pidgey. So I'm expecting a Pidgeotto on the hand. So they're going to start making this game go pretty long. It's going to be a long grind, or hopefully they can kill us pretty quickly. We do have some counterplay. We have the Exeggutor. Alolan Raticate lets us search our deck for Pokemon equal to the number of benched Pokemon that we have. A very powerful ability. We're going to go ahead and continue suiting up on... We'll suit up on the Raticate again. We'll suit up on the Rattata, because what we want to do is switch in... we don't want to waste the energy if we don't have to. Oh, we got 2 heads. So 2 heads reduces its HP to 80, which does mean that it'll die in if we flip 1 heads with the Alolan Rattata. But we're looking more to... They got the Pidgeotto, there it is, just as we expected. But we're really looking to use just the Evil Orders and search our deck for some stuff. We're probably going to find the Alolan Sandslash. We're probably going to find Professor Kukui. We're probably going to find a Lady and a Sophocles to get some energies in our discard. Maybe an Ultra Ball instead of Sophocles to go with Lady, so it's a little bit quicker. But there's nothing really we want to Ultra Ball for. Maybe another Execute. We're gonna get Execute first instead of Exeggutor, even though we have Nest Ball, because we have a Rescue Stretcher in our deck. Rescue Stretcher lets us get a Pokemon back from the graveyard. Our opponent's taking their sweet time. They're not really doing anything. It looks like they're light on energy, and they're gonna keep continuing to use the Dragonair's Tail Whip ability, it looks like. So we're gonna go ahead and retreat this Sandshrew. We don't want it up front. We're gonna go ahead and retreat. There is no big worry for us getting rid of a Grass Energy, even though we kinda really want to use those, because, well, we got this Energy Lotto and we have Energy Retrieval, so we can get that back whenever we really want to. So now the question is, do we want to tutor for 4 or 5 cards? If we tutor for 5 cards, we're going to have to commit this Rattata to the bench, and I don't really want to. So we're just going to go ahead and look for 4. We're going to use our Evil Orders ability. We're going to find an Execute. We're going to find something that can do a little good damage. Get an Alolan Sandslash, because we want to start doing that. I think we're going to get the Ultra Ball, because, as we said, we would. And Sophocles feels like a good choice. Well, we do have Energy Retrieval and Energy Lotto, so we could be able to use those instead. Maybe get Sophocles, draw some cards. But you know what? We've got the... we'll get Lady, we'll get Ultra Ball. And since we're getting Ultra Ball, we might not need Execute. We can go ahead and get Sophocles here as well. So we'll go ahead and set up for a longer game. Yeah, so our next turn is most likely going to be Lady, discard some cards, get some energies, you know, use this Ultra Ball. And we'll put an energy on this Raticate. Alolan Exeggutor is very nice because it only has 1 energy cost requirement in order to get it going. So that's just going to be right up right away. Ooh, they've got their Dragonite. So the energies we're going to tutor for are going to be Dark, Grass, Water, and Psychic. So we'll have all 5 ready. We can actually take this out in 1 hit with a... if we were to get this Exeggutor going on. If we have a Professor Kukui. Unfortunately, that doesn't matter. Fortunately, actually, it doesn't matter. So since we got this Psychic Energy, well, we can get this Dark Energy back real quick in Sophocles. I think using Lady is absolutely fine here. We're going to go ahead, Lady. Dark, Grass, Water. Let's see if we need to get Fighting. We don't. So because of that, we'll get a second Water to put it on our Sandshrew. We'll go ahead and say done here. Well, actually, no, because we're going to get... Yeah, we discard Water Psychic, so we got it in our hand already. Okay. So we got that going on for us. We're going to put this Dark Energy on the Raticate, right? I need to keep checking our graveyard. I'm never sure if we have 5. Yeah, Psychic and Water need to get discarded. So we'll go ahead, get rid of Psychic, get rid of Water. Get rid of those 2 cards. We're going to find another Execute. Just want that one just because it's a good one to have. Makes it nice to keep our attacks going. We'll play that. We'll play our Sand Slash. We got 28 cards in deck. Slush Rush lets us draw an extra card, so we'll go ahead and take the opportunity to do that. Nest Ball would have been alright. I don't think it's necessary because we have this energy. We're going to use our Endeavor. We cannot kill it in 1 hit, but we can get some good damage on it. There's no need for us to be using this Evil Orders anymore. Once you search your deck for 5 cards, you've pretty much got everything you need. If there was anything that I was looking for, I'd say I'd be looking for either Professor Kukui or an Escape Rope. Both those are very good when it comes to really sequencing out your turns and getting your opponents taken down. I'm expecting them to find a Lantern with this Pokemon Communicator. That'll help them get another backup attacker going. Let's see what they get. Well, there is the Lantern, just as we expected. I'm not expecting them to have too many energy cards in their hand, though, because of this. They just went down 2 cards. They're retreating and getting out the Thunderous. Okay. Ooh, okay. So they're going to do 120 to this. Unfortunately for them, that means that we're going to kill it with the Alolan Exeggutor. And it doesn't look like they're going to have any nice backup attacker. Okay, so this is going very well for us. So we're going to go ahead and put out this Exeggutor. Let's see what we draw. We draw another Grass Energy. We don't really want the Grass Energy, but we'll go ahead and Slush Rush. See what we get into. We found the Cubone. We'll get the Cubone out. Get that set up. Alolan Marowak can do some nice good things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our Alolan Exeggutor's Tropical Shake does 5 times 20 damage, plus 20. So that is 120 damage. So it's going to take out pretty much all the Pokemon that they have. We'll go ahead Sophocles. We do not need this Energy Ball, and we don't actually need this Energy Lotto. So we'll go ahead and get rid of those 2. See if we can draw another Exeggutor. There he is, just as we requested, and the Professor Kukui to go with him. Excellent luck for us. We're going to go ahead Tropical Shake and take that Tornadus out. So I don't think our opponent's really going to have any form of recourse against us. They don't have enough cards in hand unless one of them is like a Cynthia or a Fisherman. Fisherman and Cynthia would probably be the best cards for our opponent to have. But even if they were to take us out with a Dragonite, we'd still be able to take it out with our second Alolan Exeggutor. These Alolan Exeggutors, they just go so fast. They're very quick to get set up, and they just hit so hard. You know, once you start getting going, it's really tough to keep them out. So it looks like they're just going to go ahead and Knuckle Punch us here. Maybe not even do that. But Knuckle Punch makes a lot of sense, because since they have Lantern, it's basically a free energy on Lantern and 20 damage on us. Fisherman is the one that they have, so I think they didn't know they had Fisherman. Because if you had Fisherman, that's an instant setup on whatever Pokemon you want to throw out. So probably not Dragonite, because Dragonite takes 2 turns to set up, but they might go ahead. This seems like a little bit of a waste in my opinion. If they're Hurricane charging on this Thunderous, it really shows that our opponent doesn't have any kind of game plan for the far future. It looks like they're setting up on Dragonite. Alright. I wouldn't have set anything up on the Tornadus. The Tornadus is just... I mean, it's fair. It's going to go on the Lantern, but if you don't have enough energy cards in hand, you're kind of going to be in a bad situation. So it looks like what their plan right now is to use this Lantern to do 140 to our Alolan Exeggutor, but we'll go ahead and just potion that off. We're going to also go ahead, play out the other Alolan Exeggutor. We're going to go ahead and put a Water Energy on our Sand Slash. Sand Slash will also draw a card. Might as well. We got 20 cards left in our deck. That's plenty. Not in any danger of decking out soon. These other equipment, we'll keep them in our hand. They might find some utility later on in the game. Well, let's go ahead, Tropical Shake, take out that Tornadus. So now, since we used that potion, this Lantern is only capable of doing 140, so our Lone Exeggutor is going to survive the attack. I don't believe this deck plays Professor Kukui. There's no real reason for it to play Professor Kukui. All the attackers usually do between 120 and 140 in their base form, so it's a little bit overkill to play Kukui. It looks like they're going to have, so they might be able to sit up on this Dragonite, get a nice attack going. But since they didn't put the Lantern out, part of me feels like they don't have any additional energies. Because if you did, you could just put one energy on the Lantern, get a nice attack in. But we'll see how things go. They might just be planning on using the death of Dragonite to get the Lantern set up. I really don't expect our opponent to have any kind of recourse to get back into this unless they draw, like, Cynthia, a lot of energies, and a Thundurus. But even then, it seems highly unlikely that our opponent's going to get back in this, and we're just going to have to just keep swinging our neck with the Alone Exeggutor. Our opponent's taking their sweet time, though, to decide what they're going to do. They really want to see, maybe, if they have an out of this, maybe they'll push that concede button anytime soon once they realize that after they fight through our first Alone Exeggutor, they're going to have to fight through the second, and maybe even a third, because we have a Nest Ball. We'll see what they do. They're taking their time. Really not sure what they're tanking about. I don't think they've developed an energy this turn. They've seen a lot of cards. Maybe they're just letting the time run out. They've got something. They've got a Hurricane Charge. Where'd the energy's going to go? They're going back on the Dragonite. It looks like Dragonite's going to take us out. Okay, so Dragonite's going to use its Dragon Impact ability to do 170 to us. Putting an energy on the Chincho's pretty... It's a decision to make. I'm not too sure what they're doing about that. But it is definitely something that they can do. So this Dragonite has 80 HP remaining, so we have to use our Alone Exeggutor to take that out. So we'll go ahead and get this set up. Up to the front. We'll send them out. We're going to Nest Ball, find the other Execute, because we might draw the Rescue Stretcher. You never know. So we'll get that Execute set up. We don't want anything else really on our bench. We'll put the Grass Energy on our Exeggutor. We'll go ahead and draw a card with Slush Rush. And let's see what we got. We got another Kukui. We don't need a Kukui. We'll go ahead and howl. Draw 3 more cards. So now we're going to want to start being a little bit conscious about how much cards we're drawing each turn, because we're down to 13 cards in our deck. So we really want to be conscious about what we're doing. We don't want to accidentally deck ourselves out because we have too many turns left in the game compared to cards left in our deck. Ultra Ball is a card that's in our deck. Unfortunately, there's only 2 Alone Exeggutor, so the only way for us to get a third is to actually use the, I keep forgetting what it's called. Rescue Stretcher. We have to use a Rescue Stretcher if we want to do something. So now they have 4 prize cards to our 3. So what looks like it's happening here is he's going to use this Lantern's Energy Lightning Strike to do 140 to our Alone Exeggutor. We can take it out in one hit. That is a thing that we can do. Or, since it looks like we already fought through a Dragonite and a Tornadus Thundurus, they have a Lily here. We might actually switch out and put in something like a Furfrou, because we can do Professor Kukui to kill this Lantern with our Sandslash. So we're not necessarily committed to murdering this, especially since, you know, they're lightning striking. It's going to take them 2 whole turns in order to get this guy back up. So that does seem like a very reasonable line to take, because this is capable of one-hit killing pretty much all his things. We'll go ahead and draw an extra card. We might get the an escape rope. We got a Howl. Yeah, so they don't have any counterattackers set up which can deal 70 damage to our Sandslash right now. So what I'm going to do, I really want to get an extra energy developed. It doesn't look like there's any way for me to get that done right now, though. Another Sandslash in our hand. Ah, there's the escape rope. Okay. So we can use this escape rope. Get out of here. It's really what we're looking to do. We want to just get out of here, since they're probably going to bring out this other Lantern, which is not the best case for us, because it does mean that our Sandslash might get killed. Okay, so they're bringing out this Pidgey. We're still going to bring out Sandslash. We'll put a Grass Energy on it. Psychic Grass, it really doesn't matter. And yeah, we already used Slush Rush, so we'll just go ahead and end our turn. We really want to keep this Exeggutor alive because it's the last Exeggutor that we have. It's really the only thing we have capable of dealing big damage. We can actually find an Alolan Marowak right now with our Ultra Ball. Alolan Marowak's capable of doing some pretty scary things to those Lanterns. It's capable of dealing right now 1, 2, 60 damage. Not the most impressive, actually, now that I think about it. But it does only take 2 energies, and it can find us some more energies if we want to set up a big attacker. They're using Cynthia now, so they're probably going to find something bigger for their bench. Energy Recycle System is going to get an energy to their card, or shuffle 3 in their deck. 3 in their deck does seem like a very good choice. Let's see what we got. We've only got 8 cards left in our deck, so we really don't want to be going too aggressive. We're probably not going to be using any Slush Rushes or any Kukuis that don't kill anything. Okay, we got a Fighting Energy. So the beautiful part about this Sandslash is that we get to run away. We get to run away once we put him out here. We'll go ahead and use our Ultra Ball. We might not find anything with it, but we'll get rid of this Lily. We'll get rid of this. This Soul Rock. We don't need those. Those two don't really do anything. So we can find this Alolan Marowak and bring that up to the front. It has 120 HP and a 2 energy retreat cost. We also have the Rescue Stretcher. So Rescue Stretcher is in our deck, so we do have a nice opportunity to get out of here. So we'll take this. We'll take this Cubone, the Marowak. Let's see. What I want is I want to hit this Sandslash, and I want to have a 1 energy retreat to get out of here. So we're going to go 3 prize cards, 6 cards in our deck. Kukui draws 2. I don't think we're drawing any extra cards. We're not going to draw any extra cards. We're going to go ahead, we're going to Smash Rush, and we're going to get the this Furfrou out up front. Because there's only 2 energies left in our deck, so Marowak doesn't really do anything too scary. And Furfrou's got a 1 energy retreat cost in case we want to bring something out. Let's see what we got. We got a Weakness Policy. This card does not do anything in this matchup, so that's alright. I'm expecting him to throw out that Lantern, yeah, the big one. We're going to take that out with our Exeggutor, and we're going to probably have to go deep. We will go 100% deep with the next 2 turns. We're probably going to end this game with 0 cards in deck. But yeah, so I'm not expecting him to kill us, actually. I'm not expecting him to kill us. I'm expecting to use an energy to retreat, and yeah. If you discard the energy, that's okay, more power to you. Saving me an energy, I guess. So we'll go ahead and get our Alolan Exeggutor out. Alolan Exeggutor. We could have used our Sandslash, actually. Sandslash is capable of taking this out in 1 hit. Well, we can do that. That is something we can do, because Professor Kukui lets us do that. Yeah, you know what? I think that we should use Sandslash. We'll get this Rattata out in case we need to switch anything in. But we'll go ahead and retreat. 5 cards left in our deck. This really just gets us to that Rescue Stretcher in case we need it. Well, speak of the devil. We'll go ahead and Smash Rush. This is going to do 70 damage. Take that out. And now we'll go ahead. We can just sacrifice this Rattata, actually. They won't be able to take us out quick enough. And we're going to claim the prize card right now, so it'll go down to 1. So if they want to kill the Rattata, that's more power to them. We're just going to be able to win off the next attack with this Alolan Exeggutor. Although we can use a fresh one if we wanted to. Lightning Strike's going to be what happens. It looks like our opponent's looking for an out, but there is none. There is no out for them left in this game. This is pretty much wrapped up. I would expect a concession at this point, to be honest, because there's no real reason for them wasting their time. But we'll see how it goes. Lightning Strike, are you going to get discard? No discard and Lightning Strike. Alright, so that's pretty much the game. We're going to go ahead and put this Exeggutor out here. We're going to also Kukui. Just like to end the game with no cards in deck if we can, because it's nice how often you get to end the game with no cards in deck. And we'll go ahead, Tropical Shake, 120 damage, and that's going to be the game. That was a pretty impressive showing. It's not very often that we're able to kill the Dragonite deck with such ease, fighting through both Tornadus, Thundurus, and Dragonite. It's a very impressive showing from this deck if I have to say so myself.